7 early signs your relationship is quietly turning toxic that most people ignore. Your body knows before your brain. Have you ever had this feeling? You're in a relationship, you love this person, nothing huge has happened yet, but your body is quietly screaming that something is off. Your chest gets tight before you see them. Your mood drops when their name pops up on your phone. You keep telling yourself, it's not that bad. Everyone has flaws. I'm probably just too sensitive. But deep down, you're scared of one question. Is this already turning toxic and I just don't want to see it? Today, we're going to walk through 7 early signs of a toxic relationship most people ignore, including what your body is trying to tell you before things become openly abusive or emotionally damaging. We'll connect this to real psychology research, and at the end, I'll give you concrete guidelines for what to actually do if you see these signs in your own life. This is Meta Insight Hub, where we don't just look at what people do, we look at the source code of the mind underneath it. Sign 1. You're constantly explaining or defending them. One of the earliest red flags is very simple. You find yourself explaining them more than you're actually enjoying them. Your friends or family say things like, "Why does he talk to you like that? She only calls when she needs something. You don't look happy lately." And instead of being able to just say, "Yeah, that bothered me too," you go into defense mode. "He's just stressed. She's had a hard childhood. You don't really know him like I do." Sometimes you even blame yourself. "I'm overreacting. I'm too emotional." This is especially common when they only show up when they want sex, or when they need money, favors, or what you can buy them, but they're absent when you need support. You end up doing emotional gymnastics to justify behavior that, if you were honest, you would never accept for someone you love. When the people who truly care about you are worried, that is data. You don't have to obey them, but you do need to pay attention. Sign 2. Your mood and body drop around them. Second sign. Your nervous system is anxious, even when your brain is making excuses. Notice what happens in your body. Do you feel heavy or drained right before seeing them? Do you get headaches, stomach issues, muscle tension, or nausea after fights? Do you feel like you're bracing for something whenever you're together? Therapists who work with emotional and psychological abuse often report that almost all of their clients develop some kind of physical symptoms: chronic fatigue, digestive issues, tension, brain fog, with no clear medical explanation until you look at the relationship they're in. That doesn't mean every ache equals toxic relationship. But if your body consistently crashes around one person, don't ignore that. Your body often notices the emotional environment long before your conscious mind admits it. Sign 3. The bad quietly outweighs the good. Third sign. If you zoom out over the last 3 months, the bad moments quietly outweigh the good. Maybe there are 2 to 3 amazing days, deep talks, great sex, laughing together, and 27 days of anxiety, tension, criticism, or emotional distance. But your brain keeps replaying those few golden moments, like a highlight reel. Relationship research from John Gottman's lab shows that healthy couples tend to have a strong positive to negative interaction ratio, way more warmth, kindness, and repair than criticism or contempt. In a toxic dynamic, that ratio slowly flips. You keep telling yourself, "We have such a deep connection," but if someone watched only your last 90 days, what would they actually see? If your nervous system is spending more time in survival mode than in safety, that's not normal relationship drama. That's a warning. Sign 4. You feel more alone inside the relationship. Fourth sign. You feel more alone with them than you did when you were single. This can look like you stop seeing friends and family because you're embarrassed to admit what's really happening, or because your partner gets angry, jealous, or sulky whenever you spend time with other people, or because you're always last. They put strangers, work, games, or social media before you every time. They might say, "You know I'm busy. Why are you so needy? Why do you care if I cancel again? You know I love you." Over time, you notice they never ask about your world. Your opinions, feelings, or views don't factor into decisions. You feel like a background character in your own relationship. Healthy love does not cut you off from life. Healthy love supports your other connections and treats your inner world as something that matters. If you feel emotionally lonely next to someone, that's not something to shrug off. Sign 5. You're in love with potential, not reality. Fifth sign. You're not actually in love with who they are now. You're in love with who they might become. You tell yourself, "He could be so amazing if he just dealt with his anger. She just needs to heal, then our love will really start. Once the stressful season is over, things will change." So you tolerate, them using you for sex while never really seeing you as a full person, expecting you to pay, rescue, or fix things financially, them throwing tantrums when they don't get their way, and then coming back with just enough sweetness to keep your hope alive. You cling to their potential self and ignore the actual data. Do they keep promises? Do they show up when it's not convenient? Do they repair when they hurt you, or just say, "Sorry, I'll do better," and repeat the same pattern? Loving somebody's potential is beautiful, but staying in a relationship that only exists in your imagination can slowly break you. Sign 6. Your body is screaming, but your mind minimizes. Sixth sign. Your body is loud while your brain keeps whispering, "It's fine." Common early physical signs include feeling constantly worn down, exhausted for no reason, tight shoulders, jaw, or chest, frequent headaches or stomach issues, trouble concentrating, brain fog, or word-finding problems, lying awake replaying arguments even when you're exhausted. Therapists like Shannon Thomas and Lisa Lawless have described how emotional abuse and chronic stress often show up as real physical symptoms in their clients, even when medical tests look normal. Your body is not dramatic, it's delivering information. If every time you see their name on your screen, your stomach flips, not with butterflies, but with dread, pay attention. Sign 7. Early control and manipulation in disguise. Seventh sign. Small but repeating patterns of control and manipulation. Not the big dramatic movie moments, the subtle ones. They belittle or tease you in ways that actually hurt, especially in front of friends or family. If you say it bothers you, they say, "Relax, it was just a joke. You're too sensitive." They're overly charming early on. Intense compliments, "You're my perfect person," before they truly know you. They push for a lot of physical contact quickly, but show little curiosity about your mind, history, or values. When they don't get their way, they suck, throw mini tantrums, or use the silent treatment. They gaslight you. "I never said that. You're remembering wrong. Everyone thinks you're crazy when you get like this." They always end up the victim in every story. Their exes were all toxic, they're always misunderstood, and somehow any conflict becomes your fault. Research on manipulation and gaslighting shows common patterns like guilt tripping, isolation from loved ones, constant criticism for your own good, and using your empathy against you. And remember, many abusers are very charming at the beginning. They often work hard to win your trust and ego first. That's not proof they're safe. Sometimes it's how they gain access. Why smart, strong people still stay? If you recognized yourself in several of these signs, that does not mean you're stupid or weak. Psychologically, staying often makes sense because your attachment history may have taught you that unstable, anxious love is what home feels like. Intermittent reinforcement, a few intense highs scattered among many lows, can make the relationship feel addictive, like you're always chasing the next good version of them. Loss aversion means the pain of letting go often feels stronger than the pain of staying, especially after you've invested time, energy, money, and emotions. Cognitive dissonance pushes you to think, "If I'm still here, it must not be that bad," and to turn anger against yourself instead of toward the actual pattern. Your body and brain are not betraying you. They're doing exactly what they were trained to do in an environment that is slowly hurting you. The goal is not to blame yourself. It's to start seeing the system clearly. What can you actually do? Practical guidelines. This video isn't therapy, and I can't see your full situation from here, but here are realistic steps you can start with. 1. Name the pattern in one sentence. Write this somewhere private. "This person makes me feel small, drained, or unsafe, more often than they make me feel seen and supported." Or, "This person wants the benefits of me without the responsibility of truly choosing me." Whenever your brain starts to romanticize, they're just complicated. We just need more time. Bring it back to that sentence. You're not judging, you're describing. 2. Track how your body feels before and after contact. For 1 week, notice, how do you feel 1 hour before seeing or texting them? How do you feel 1 hour after? Write single words. Tight, lighter, drained, calm, numb. If your body consistently reports fear, tension, or exhaustion, believe that. 3. Create physical and emotional distance. If you're feeling confused and addicted to the cycle, start by reducing contact. Answer less often, stop late-night emotional talks, don't rush to rescue them every time they text. In more severe situations, you may need to cut contact completely, block their number, mute or block them on social media, stop checking their profiles just to see. Distance is not revenge. It's what your nervous system needs to see things clearly. 4. Talk to one safe person. Toxic dynamics grow in silence. Toxic relationships thrive in isolation. Reach out to at least one trusted person, a friend, family, therapist, or support group. You can say something as simple as, "I'm not sure, but I think my relationship might be unhealthy. Can I talk it through with you?" Let them be your reality check when you start doubting yourself again. You don't have to decide everything alone. You're not asking them to decide for you. You're borrowing their eyes to help you see the pattern you're inside of. 5. Try one clear boundary and watch what happens. You don't need a big speech. Start with something simple like, "When you make jokes about me in front of others, it really hurts. I need you to stop doing that." Or, "I'm not comfortable with sex when I feel this emotionally distant. I need us to work on the emotional part too."
Set and enforce clear boundaries. Use simple I statements. I feel uncomfortable when you raise your voice at me. I'm not okay with being insulted even as a joke. Say it once, calmly and clearly, then watch what they do, not just what they say. Then just observe. Do they apologize and change, even imperfectly? Or do they minimize your feelings, say you're too sensitive, flip it so they're the victim, or punish you with distance, sulking, or more pressure? Their response to your boundary is a preview of your future with them. If they mock, minimize, or punish you for having boundaries, that is information. 6. Start rebuilding a life that doesn't orbit them. Toxic relationships feel impossible to leave when they're your only source of meaning, pleasure, or connection. You don't have to end things tomorrow, but you can begin to. Rekindle one hobby, reconnect with one friend, or explore one community, online or offline, where you are valued for more than what you give. The more your life fills with other bonds, the less gravity this one will have. Prioritize self-care and healing after you create distance or leave. Leaving, or even emotionally stepping back, can feel like withdrawal.
Fill your time with things that bring calm or small joy. Walks, music, books, creative hobbies, time with safe people. Consider working with a therapist, especially someone familiar with trauma bonds, attachment, or modalities like EMDR that help reprocess traumatic experiences and rebuild self-worth. Your goal isn't just to be out of the relationship. It's to feel like yourself again. If there is any kind of abuse, prioritize safety. If there is, physical violence or threats, sexual coercion, severe psychological abuse, or stalking, this is not just a relationship problem. It is a safety problem. Protect your tech and your privacy. If you suspect they may be monitoring you, change passwords, email, social media, banking, cloud. Log out of shared devices. Turn off location sharing, Find My, shared calendars, apps that track you. Clear search history on devices they can access. Your digital safety is part of your real-world safety. Plan a safe exit if there is any kind of abuse. If there is physical violence, threats, stalking, or severe psychological abuse, this is no longer just a relationship issue, it's a safety issue. Think in terms of a plan, not a spontaneous escape. Identify a safe place you could go. Friend, family, shelter. Gather important documents, ID, passport, bank cards, medication. If needed, have a small bag packed and hidden where they can't find it. Many domestic violence resources recommend this kind of preparation so that when you do leave, you can do it as safely as possible. Look for local hotlines, shelters, or crisis services in your area. You do not have to figure it out alone. Closing. You're allowed to want more. If you saw yourself in this video, I want you to hear this very clearly. You are not too sensitive for noticing early signs of disrespect. You are not too demanding for wanting a relationship where your body can relax and your mind doesn't have to constantly explain away pain. You are allowed to want consistency, kindness, and a love that doesn't make you feel smaller. This is Meta Insight Hub. If this helped you see your situation even a little more clearly, leave a like so more people can find it. Subscribe if you want more psychology on trauma bonds, attachment, and real-life relationships. And if you feel safe, share a bit of your story in the comments. You don't have to decode these patterns alone. We can keep reading the source code of your mind and your relationships together.